Ooh.
And welcome to the Loading Screen Podcast. My name is Kadexgaming, as always joined by MonsterousRage, the Canadian Cue Ball, and Angry Iceberg, the living emoji. Today we will be talking about PAX and some of the games that were featured at PAX, as well as a little bit about Bungie today. And then we're going to wrap up with something really exciting. So do stay tuned for the end of the podcast, so you're going to want to know. But first, PAX. The games that were featured at PAX, guys. First of all, what are you guys really excited about coming out of PAX? And then maybe some of the things you weren't so excited about, and some of the things that you didn't like or didn't appreciate. Let's just say that. We'll start with MonsterousRage.
Well, there was a lot of games there. I mean, you must have had a blast going to PAX and walking around and looking at all this stuff. I could go through the whole list. I don't think I want to, though. You guys can touch on ones maybe that I'm not going to look at. But the one thing that's drawing me now to VR is that Batman VR game. That looks really cool. PSVR. What else do we have here? We were watching some of the Horizon Zero Dawn footage, some new gameplay of that. That looks amazing. So I can't wait for that game. Final Fantasy, I've always been a Final Fantasy fan, so that's just a no-brainer for me. One that I'm kind of looking forward to, but at the same time, I don't know, is the new Psychonauts game, but they're using that for VR, so that's why I'm kind of on the fence with that. What else? What else do they have? Yeah, really, those are the only ones that really stand out. I mean, they've got Killing Floor 2 that's coming out on PlayStation 4 now. It's been out on PC for quite a while. Yeah. So I guess for people that haven't played it on PC, it's a new game for them. Yeah, that's really what I got for the Sony list. Paragon's another game that I'm looking forward to playing. Well, I'm already playing it, but when it finally releases and all the goodies are involved, then I'm going to be gung-ho on that. That's what I want to touch on with Sony. I think I'll leave Xbox until later, get you guys' opinion on Sony too.
Okay. So, Angry, anything that's popping out at you?
Nah, man, I'll be honest with you. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to PAX. You know, well, I mean, I just figured I was honestly, I was just expecting to sit here all your stuff. You're the one that was there. You know, I mean, honestly, for me, like the only expos that I really, or the you know, conventions or whatever I really pay attention to is E3. You know, so you know, as far as like announcements, that's where you get most of your announcements, stuff like that. But I really didn't really pay that much attention to PAX itself. Sometimes I'll watch some panels. I didn't even really get a chance to catch any of the panels either. But that also had to do with, you know, some of the, you know, just the fact that I was kind of busy this week and some different things going on. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can kind of skip over me on this one.
Okay. Well, I'll go over my disappointing list first because it is a bit smaller. I was kind of disappointed in Gearbox this year, honestly. Instead of saying anything about Borderlands 3, they announced that they're redoing Duke Nukem, and then they went so far as to say, "We haven't done it correctly yet. Give us some time to work on it." So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I thought I was going to be hearing a little bit about Borderlands 3 or maybe even the Borderlands movie, but they didn't reference any of it. Yep, we got Duke Nukem instead. Which is fine. You know, if you're a Duke Nukem fan, you'll probably love this game. But as for me, I didn't get into Duke, so it's not really my cup of tea. Final Fantasy 15, I got to play some on the floor, which was sweet. Got to hold one of their swords. Like, they had a display sword that we got to hold and, you know, wheel around and whatnot. It was kind of cool.
Did people back up or did they laugh? Be honest.
Both.
Honesty, folks.
Well, they started laughing and then they fell on the ground, like, backwards laughing. So, yeah, there's that.
So the sword works. It does. The enemies will fall at your mighty might with your mighty might sword.
You know
your
it.
Mighty might power.
Oh, you absolutely know it. Let's see what else we have. Batman Arkham VR. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that was fun. Let's see. I got to play the H1Z1 King of the Hill mode, but they're still having a lot of technical issues with that. I know they're going to be pumping that out pretty soon, so I hope they kind of go ahead and get that riled up and ready to go. Any word on the new Read Dead? I don't know what that is, Dorwix. Ark Survival Evolved, the Fractured Earth. Scorched Earth, not Fractured Earth. Scorched Earth, that was fun. I got to play South Park's The Fractured Butthole, and they had a Nosalisk. It's not an Oculus, it's a Nosalisk, where they put it over your nose.
Tell me you had that on you.
I had it on me.
Oh, yes.
And
Did you smell farts?
Yes. And every time you jump, the fart just... Dear God, dude.
I'm not buying that attachment, folks. Not doing it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a real good idea. I don't know, like, what they're thinking. Like, I don't know. Maybe, like, eventually it will kind of add into the, immersion. We talk about immersion a lot. But that seems just silly.
I'm going to say right now, Angry, this had nothing to do with immersion. This had to do with the
Torture.
2 guys that made South Park and going, yeah, let's make them smell farts.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
In fact, we had to do an interview about the game right after we played it. So, like, my nose is still, like, fogged up. And I did an interview with Ubisoft, and I literally just told them that it smelled like Arnold Schwarzenegger took a dump in a used gym sock and smacked me in the face with it.
Nice.
Like, it was bad.
Lovely. So the game was great. That's what you're saying.
The game was awesome, actually. But I will not be buying a Nosalisk Rift. No way, shape, or form. But that was a good / bad experience. Cuphead. I got to play a little bit of Cuphead.
Oh, how's that?
Oh, it's so fun. It is so fun.
Tough though? Is it got a level of toughness, or were you blasting through the levels like nothing?
I wasn't blasting through. There is definitely a curve that has to be learned, but once you learn it, it's nice. Like, there's definitely challenge in it. It'll probably take you a while to beat it. But I had a lot of fun with it. I just kind of went in and just kind of went ham on it, and it was awesome. Let's see. Gears of War. I got to play Horde Mode 3.0, which was awesome. We got to play through the first 10 levels of Horde Mode. We got all the way past level 10.
Campaign stuff there?
So what?
Any campaign stuff related to it?
No, all they displayed was Horde Mode 3.0. That's it. Let's see, what else do we play? Let's see. I got to play Ark. I already mentioned that. I got to see Recore. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was actually watching. There was a stream where Microsoft actually had this on. I think it was yesterday, where Larry Herb and Major Nelson and one of the developers were playing, and it actually looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, and the thing about it, I think they were price pointing at like $40 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's going to be,
right?
no, I mean, it's being published by Microsoft. So I don't know if that really qualifies as an indie title. I mean, this was one of their.
Not at all.
Yep. So
not at all. Not at all.
So I mean, I think this will be. I mean, I don't know. I think hopefully this is a trend that that they'll develop these style of games that appear to, I don't know if we want to call it necessarily a AAA title, but it definitely looks like it's going to be. I mean, I really don't know that much about it, honestly, but I mean, it looks good. It looks like it's going to have at least a quality single player campaign or something. I don't know how long it'll be, but I mean, when you're pricing it at $40, it's either one or two things: really bad or just a really good deal. And I hope it's the latter.
Yeah, I definitely do as well.
What about Sea of Thieves? Did you see any footage of that?
I saw some Sea of Thieves. The playable demo line was like redonkulously long, so I just basically watched others play it because I had prior engagements I had to go to. But yeah, I watched some of it. It does look a little laggy from what I saw, but that's definitely something that they could fix before it ships out.
When is that one scheduled to ship? I mean, that's still got a ways to go, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's springtime or first quarter next year.
Okay, so yeah, I mean they got plenty of time to optimize that game.
Definitely. Let's see. Resident Evil was a whole lot of fun in VR. I will tell you that right now. Holy cow. That game...
That's something I didn't expect.
Yeah, that game was actually more fun in VR than it ever has been on console for me. Just the immersion in it, because they put the headphones on and the VR, so you're sitting in this environment. It's
now,
crazy.
Are you sitting? Are you moving? Like, are you
you're moving around. You're definitely moving around, but they have like a little grid, so where as you walk up, if you see like a blue grid head in front of you, that means that you're approaching a wall and you have to turn around.
I wonder how many people didn't look at that grid and walk into walls.
I hope a lot. I also got to play Rick and Morty in VR. That was kind of fun as well.
Rick and Morty, yeah.
Yeah, the Rick and Morty game.
What's the premise behind that one in VR like that?
Basically, it's a puzzle solver in a way. You're basically combining items and you're going around teleporting and just having fun. They didn't have a whole lot with the VR. Maybe the VR experience was like maybe 10 minutes long. And I got one of those Rick and Morty pens too, the VR pens. And those are like exceedingly rare apparently, but I got one, which was sweet.
Now we got Halloween coming around the corner, Outlast 2. What were your thoughts on that? Did you see that on the floor?
I did see Outlast 2 on the floor. I can't wait to play it. Like, there's so many games on this list that I just can't wait to play, and Outlast is definitely in there. Star Trek VR was amazing. I did not get to see Star Trek VR.
Yeah, I did not. Misha was there too, so
yeah, I did not have the time. You know how long that line was? Holy God, it was coming out of the convention center for that game. It was nuts.
I want to go back to a couple of these games previously, but let's quickly jump to Nintendo. Let's talk about Nintendo. Anybody want to discuss Nintendo and how awesome their their show was?
Their show was meh at best. Meh. Yeah. Their floor display, it had Paper Mario, it had the new Pokemon in it, but the most interactive thing with Nintendo was actually Pokemon Go. They had stations on every floor of beanbag chairs and just people sitting down. There must have been like 50 people at each one of these places just sitting down and playing Pokemon Go. And that's all they did.
That's about as much time as we should give Nintendo, because that's about as much time as they gave their fans.
Yeah, unfortunately. They also had a rock band display up there for the new Rock Band. That was actually pretty sweet. They had people doing like karaoke and whatnot on stage. So that was a whole lot of fun. People were just jamming out there and just sitting there and chilling. Let's see, what else is on the list? Halo Wars 2, I got to play a little bit of that. That was fun. I'm not a big RTS guy, but it was pretty fun. Same with Drop Zone. Drop Zone is another RTS game that I'm actually going to be getting. And I have one or two Drop Zone closed beta codes, which is going to be cool. Let's see, what else is on this list? Farpoint.
Like, I'm looking at a couple of these games, and like obviously some of these are indie titles, but a lot of them I don't know. Like Night in the Woods, I don't know what that is. Guns Up.
Yeah, I didn't see Night in the Woods. Res Infinite, that's another game that was actually really fun. It's basically like Wipeout HD. It's basically like the next evolution of that.
Well, is this a sequel to the original Res? Like, there was a Res on the it came out of the Dreamcast. Is this that? Okay.
It's basically like a reincarnation of it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's like a direct sequel, but
that's what I mean. It's kind of in something in that series anyway.
Yeah, it's something in that series.
What about Rain World? That's the one that's the characters are silhouetted with raindrops, but they don't actually physically exist. It's just rain that's producing them.
Yep.
Any word on that? Was there any hype about that? Because I saw that originally a few months ago, and I was kind of like, oh, this could be interesting to play through.
There wasn't as much hype as needed to be because a lot of the indie devs were on a different level. So a lot of the AAA got love, but a lot of the indie people didn't get as much. But I spent some time on the indie floor playing their games and whatnot. That's one that I actually did get hands-on with. I only got like 5 minutes, though. It was a lot of fun. It's more of an art piece than anything like that. It's more of a visual masterpiece and a sound masterpiece than a platformer or an actual game, which is kind of cool. I liked it. Horizon Zero Dawn had an amazing display.
Yeah,
they actually
so
had
good.
two of the raptor-looking mechs walking around PAX, and they had the main character from Horizon. I don't even know the name of the character, but they had the main character walking around in his cosplay and whatnot. That was fun.
I did see that cosplay. But here's the thing about that game. I don't know. Did you get a chance to play that game?
I didn't get a chance to play it.
That game. I mean, to me, like just watching, footage of that game, it looks like it just put me to sleep. Personally, but
I saw new footage that was released actually today. Maybe they were showing it on the game floor, but it had her basically jumping on top of a dinosaur mech and implanting something on its head.
Yeah.
So I can see where that is kind of interesting. How many little side quests or mini missions are going to be involved in that?
Right, and that was. I mean, when I say that, it was basically a direct result of watching that actual. Footage, and I was just like, man, or maybe it's just because I was kind of sleepy when I did it too, but I mean, like everything I've seen from that game, it doesn't, I don't know, man, I don't, it might be great and a whole bunch of people might love it, but I'm not excited about that game at all.
What it looks like to me is that Horizon kind of looks like a more feral version of Uncharted. Because it has that pace of gameplay.
I don't even know if I'd say that. Well, I mean, maybe you saw more gameplay, but the footage I've seen, it seems like it's more open world and then has kind of some elements
more like GTA style.
Well, maybe not even to that, but I mean, like it seems like there might be some elements of
Far Cry.
Maybe, but I don't know. Anyway, forget I said anything. I can't. My brain is. I'll just say right now, like from what I've seen, that is not a game that I'm going to be super hyped about unless I see something to make me super hyped about it.
Right. I think
and that's the other thing. Sorry, go ahead, Kadex.
Good.
No, the other thing to bring up with we're talking about Horizon Dark Zero, or Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4 has also announced that they've got the Pro version now, and it's going to be 4K HDR. But if you don't have a 4K television, it's going to it's going to look better. There's better processors in the new PlayStation that are going to be able to make the images look crisper and cleaner. So even if you just have a HD television, the games are going to look better on this system. Now, it's going to be the same price as the PlayStation that I've got, but they do have a slim version for people that can't afford that for what, $299, I believe it is.
Right.
That they're going for.
But did you miss the last thing he said? Pretty much
What's
about
that?
the HDR thing is that there's going to be a patch like next week or something like that.
Yeah,
to activate it on current PS4s.
Yeah, that's going to allow us the HDR upgrade, but it's not going to give us the 4K because we don't have the tech in.
Yeah, but most people don't. Like, how many people actually do you have a 4K TV?
I'm just going to say I've got 4 of them.
You got 4 4K TVs. Well, do you have a 4K?
I'm lying.
What?
I'm lying.
Oh yeah, so you have 4 1K TVs. So that's like a 4K TV. Yeah, I mean, I actually have a 4K capable TV that I, in my setup. But here's a couple things. Number one, again, how many people are actually going to have that technology and be able to take advantage of that technology? Number two, for people like us as streamers, are we going to be able to translate that through our stream? I don't, that's a no. So I mean, As awesome as it would probably be for, us to have that and, play on our own, I just think that, and I'm saying,
It's
I
for
actually,
purists.
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, it's, I honestly looked for a pre-order on Amazon immediately after that, and there was nothing that I could find anyway. I mean, I'm probably going to get one. I will not lie, but right now, yeah, it's definitely not, especially if they're giving us the HDR upgrade. This what doesn't make sense to me at all is the fact that they announced that Slim, and then the PS4 Pro is going to be out a couple months later.
Yeah.
Like, why? I mean,
well, it's for the parents to buy the cheaper versions for their kids for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then,
but
release the other stuff later, and then have the kids go, no, I don't want that one, and buy two of them.
I don't know. I mean, it just
marketing, sir. It's marketing.
Well, at least with the Xbox One S, it was something that like we don't shit if we know when that Project Scorpio is going to be coming out, right? So I don't know. I think they're coming out maybe a little bit too close to each other. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me, but maybe for other people, it makes sense, and maybe that they'll make use of it.
Oh yeah,
just seems strange. I mean, it
But,
seems unnecessary. But maybe they're expecting that. Maybe they're only producing a limited quantity of units, and I guess I never paid attention to what their internal storage is going to be.
1 terabyte.
But,
yeah, it's 1T. But my biggest surprise from my PAX experience as far as the game goes was For Honored.
That one speaks to me right there. That one right there.
I was going into a booth. I'm like, For Honored, okay. I've seen some gameplay footage. I'm not expecting too much, but they actually had us in PvP. It was amazing.
Refresh my memory on this one.
Historical PvP/PvE game where you get to fight as a samurai, a big brute, or a swordsman, or knight.
What honestly what it reminded me of when I first saw it was Rise, Son of Rome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, I know what you guys are talking about now.
But yeah, that game actually really surprised me. The fluidity of the gameplay and the combat mechanics in that game are solid. They are so good. And we all got to play it as stack up guys. We all played against each other, so it was like 4v4. It was amazing. It was absolutely top. I had a blast playing that game. I'd say that Gears, Supremacy from Destiny. I got to play Supremacy, the new PvP archetype. That was a lot of fun.
You mean Kill Confirmed?
Yeah, it's basically Kill Confirmed. Yeah. Actually,
it's very
exactly
much, yeah,
it's Kill Confirmed. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I could not have had a better PAX experience.
One last game that I haven't mentioned yet.
Mm-hmm.
Did they show Mass Effect Andromeda?
No.
Oh, because I saw a video for that today, and oh my god, people!
I didn't see Mass Effect.
Oh, it's so good. It's
I don't even think EA had a booth there.
Wow, that's surprising.
I mean, they might have, but I didn't see it. And I was all over the place.
Yeah.
But I think the closest thing to that would have been like Final Fantasy X. But yeah, I didn't see an EA booth, or else I would have stopped. But yeah, and outside of PAX a little bit, we had an Airbnb, which is basically renting a house for a week, and all my buddies were in there, and we got 5 Xbox Ones and monitors together, and we were all playing Crucible at the same time.
Nice.
I saw you tweet a pic out with that. That was great.
Yeah, it was like a super LAN party. It was amazing.
Okay, so let's have like a day by day Kadex adventure. Tell us how it started. Your travel there, what you did, outside of PAX, inside of PAX. Give us the blow by blow, sir.
Okay, so day one, traveling there, pretty standard. Get on a couple flights, head there, get lost at the airport, which was kind of cool. I got lost at the Seattle airport for like an hour. They picked us up, brought us to the house, and then we just kind of chilled out for the night. The next day was Friday, day one of PAX. We walk in, and I'm like completely overblown by like how much stuff there is to see. So all we didn't stop anywhere. All we did was walk around and see everything. We saw all the indie devs, we saw the AAAs and whatnot, and then day two is when we started hitting everything. We hit Ubisoft that day. We hit Xbox that day when we played Gears and Halo Wars and whatnot. That's when I played H1Z1 King of the Hill, and that's when I played Ark, Survival Evolved, Fractured Earth, or Scorched Earth, not Fractured Earth. I played South Park that day as well. And then day three comes along, and we get to see some of the indie devs. We saw Hand of Fate. They actually gave me a copy of their game, which was sweet of them. It was awesome. They gave us a couple of shirts as well. But, let me go back to Friday, actually, because there was a Twitch VIP party that I was a part of. And we got to actually have drinks and hang out with Deej and Cosmo, two community leaders of Destiny. I got to hang out with them, have a few beers and whatnot. That was a lot of fun. Played some games and just chilled out. So Saturday we hit a lot of the indie devs. We got to play with them and whatnot. And I took a couple photos with Game Show, the operating system for streaming and whatnot. That was kind of cool.
Okay, so Tim, I'm going to stop you right there. Now, Game Show, that was kind of interesting. Like, we heard about that last year. They had their own little panel that they streamed on Twitch. But like, since I haven't really heard anything from them now, mind you, I'm subscribed to XSplit through like 2020, so I'm not really looking to switch or anything right now. But from then until now, I mean, have they actually up and operating? Are people actually using that system, and how? Yeah. I mean, kind of give us some highlights as far as like what are the advantages of that system?
Okay, basically it runs a lot like XSplit. Like, I sat down with the guy and had a 30-minute conversation, and he ran me through every little thing on Game Show. It runs a lot like XSplit, but it's not as computer heavy. It's not as CPU heavy as XSplit is.
That matters.
They ran it completely down. You can have multiple scenes, and you can customize them on the fly, and you can present them. So where, say, if you want to customize a scene real quick, but you don't want it to show up on the screen, you can do that and then hit a button, and then it'll instantly pop up your changes to the stream. So it's not great. You don't see the fluctuation on the stream itself. Another thing is you can actually stream 2 monitors onto one thing at the same time. So you can actually do a dual stream that's co-op and split screen. So I thought that was kind of cool. There's a lot of different features with it. You can customize it to pretty much whatever you want. It is up and running. And it is, I believe, $24.99 for a year. And if you like it the way it is, you don't have to pay for it anymore. But every year there's a new content pack with like new updates and new features that they push out, and that's $24.99. So you could either subscribe for $24.99 a year, or you could just pay that base $24.99 and completely be done with it, and you don't have to pay another dime after that.
Sure. it seems like a reasonable deal. I mean, so you're paying basically what, $2 a month, which, I mean, a little over, but whatever. But,
yeah.
It doesn't sound so bad,
for you to test it out, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and that's only if you want the new content. Like, say if it's some content that you don't need, or say that you're not gonna use, you don't have to pay that money to get the update, and it still will work for you forever.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of pick and choose of what you want to do. Say there's another one 2 years down the road, another content pack that you really do like. Well, if you pay for that one, you get last year's one as well. So that's some good stuff coming from Game Show. I sat down with them, had a long conversation. They were excited. I was excited about it. I'm going to start fooling around with it, see if it's viable for my stream.
Sure. Well, we all three use XSplit, right? Am I mistaken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use OBS because I stream off the PC, and XSplit was way too taxing. Like, it was dropping frames like it was third period French.
Sure.
No, I get it. XSplit is definitely PC heavy. I mean, if I didn't have the beast that I've got, I wouldn't use XSplit. I'd use OBS. But
Yeah.
my system can handle it, so I use it, and I like it more. I that's personal preference. I just prefer to use XSplit over OBS.
Oh, definitely.
Because you can, you can do basically everything they're claiming in XSplit. I mean, like you were talking about with the edit the scene.
Yeah,
you can do that in XSplit.
Yeah,
you can.
You can do that.
In fact, I just did it like last week.
Yeah.
For the first time, I just never really bothered. But, yeah.
It's just less comp heavy. Basically, that's the big sell point. It's around what OBS uses, but it has a lot of the features that XSplit has.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that beautiful compromise, like right in the middle. Sure. And then they're like they said, they're always adding new stuff. The content updates cost money once per year, but if there's any patches or bug fixes that they need to do, they do those right away. So you're not waiting, a month or two for a patch that you desperately need.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got to sit down with them. They're really good guys. I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it, and I'll get back to you guys on that one.
Yeah, do that, because I'd be interested to see the feedback on that, see power usage.
Yeah, definitely. But now we get to the end of the show, where I get to talk about a little design studio called Bungie. We woke up last day, which was Monday. It was Labor Day, so the offices and everything was completely empty. We had a run of the place. It was awesome. I can only tell you guys what was on the first floor, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I walked in the door, signed an NDA 5 feet from the door, and proceeded to walk in. We got to take pictures all on the first floor. There's a large museum, and in this museum they do have their awards, but those are tucked away in a corner. What they have proudly displayed is their games, the titles that they worked on, and then they have a bunch of fan art and fan sculptures. Somebody made like the last word and 3D printed it from the game files, and it's like proudly displayed like right in the middle of this case. It looks beautiful. They have a lot of artwork and whatnot. They had some life-size guardians. I think they're like 6 or 7 feet tall. Those were pretty cool. They had a life-size captain as well, like in a fighting stance. That was real. But yeah, that's all I can say.
That's all I can say. It was fun, but I can't tell you anything.
They did give us some cool loot as well. Now, right here is a journal, but it's a Destiny journal. It's nicely embossed. It's leather. It's embossed with the Destiny logo front and back. But when you open it up, there's some nice artwork and whatnot. You see some artwork. That's concept art for the Guardians and whatnot. But if you turn the page just a little bit, you'll kind of see that I got Deej and Cosmo to sign it. I was the only person to be able to get both signatures because the other guys didn't bring their book whenever I saw Cosmo again. So I'm the only one that has both signatures on this book.
So take that, world.
And also, we got a special present. We actually got a RAM stick that they used for the multiplayer servers in Halo 2. They actually gave us the RAM stick that they used for them. So that was really, really cool. They gave us a big swag bag with a jacket, a shirt, a nice water bottle so I could put in my my room temperature water from Deej. It was so much fun. I mean, I could not have had a better PAX experience or Bungie experience. I got to do things I never thought I'd be able to do. So it was quite nice. And
that's good, man. That's good.
Jealous.
Yeah, well, I this is one thing I will admit, man. Like, I think that anybody who's a fan of this game, of meaning Destiny, I know I was never a real big fan of the Halo series, and I still am not a big fan of the Halo series. I've owned pretty much all of them, but there was one of those things where, not so much. But now, having as much of my life invested into this game, yeah, man, I would love to make that trip over there, and hopefully someday. Deej, Cosmo, when are you guys in here? And I know Cosmo stops in every once in a while. yeah, I mean, I would absolutely love to go visit the studio, and hopefully one day I'll get that opportunity. But yeah, until now, I have to live vicariously through Kadex. Ugh.
Oh, it must burn. It must burn so bad.
I know. I should be like, I should just like, because Cosmo follows me on Twitter. I should message him and be like, do you even know that Kadex only plays it every once in a while? He only plays Destiny every once in a while.
I play it every day.
Hey,
I play it every day.
notice me,
senpai. Yeah, I still play Destiny every day. I just play it off stream and in the morning when people need my help doing things.
Sure.
But that's probably going to be changing in the next few days, so keep tuned. And yeah, so that's my experience with PAX in a nutshell. Some things to take away though. For Honor, there's definitely a game that I'm going to be playing it like religiously. It's so much fun. The new Supremacy mode, it's kill confirmed. So everybody's like, no, it's a little bit different. No, it's kill confirmed. I got to play it twice, so it's kill confirmed.
confirmed.
Yep, kill is confirmed. Record does look amazing though. I do have to say Record looks amazing. Gears was amazing.
To be quite honest with you, with the whole list here, Recore is one, Cuphead is another, Final Fantasy is another, Gears of War 4 only for campaign.
Yeah.
The rest of them, honestly, I could take it or leave it. I really could. I mean, the Batman Arkham VR, that I'd really like to try that, but I don't want to spend an extra $500 for a pair of goggles.
That's true. You know, that is a big investment. I mean, I got to play some VR titles while I was out there, and they were amazing. But I really don't know if I could really bust out that much cash on basically another console just to play, 3 or 4 games. And right now, that's all the games that I'd really be interested in is a few of them. Maybe the Rick and Morty game, definitely Resident Evil, Arkham Knight right now, and then possibly Ace Combat when it comes out. But other than that, I don't know what I'd do with it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you probably want as like a it's kind of a casual sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a niche thing. But we will be wrapping up, so let's go ahead and go around the room so you guys can go ahead and see Angry Iceberg fail at Destiny. Let's go ahead and start with...
Wait. They're watching me, not MonsterousRage, or to a lesser extent, you, Kadex.
Hey, I never said I was good at gaming. I've always said I suck.
I wasn't saying that you were. I was just saying that Kadex is implying that I'm bad at Destiny. Anyway, continue.
I'm trying to rub off on you guys. That's what I'm trying to do.
PAX,
all right.
PAX.
PAX brings it up. The PAX again. Hey, look at my. You know what? I've got some of those cards too, but I never went to a convention.
Exactly. All right, Angry Iceberg, where can we find you?
Well, if you're watching live, you can find me right here at this channel. This is my channel that you're watching this live on. Unless you're watching one of the hosted channels, in which case you should come over to twitch.tv/angry_iceberg and come out and hang out with us, where we play Destiny 7 days a week on the Xbox and the PS4. Do a lot of help with raids. This week we're going to be helping people get their Oryx fragments, Oryx challenge fragments for the Moments of Triumph, which this will be your last opportunity to get this week. So make sure you stop over if you need help with that. We're going to try to help get as many people those fragments as we can by the end of the stream Monday. So check it out. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, which you may be watching this live right now. So at YouTube is youtube.com/angry or the Angry Iceberg TV. Twitter, Instagram are both angry_iceberg. So check those out. And then Facebook is the Angry Iceberg. You can find all that information in my information panels. Here on the channel or in the description below the podcast feed. So check that out. Also, I am almost a partner streamer. If you want to come by, I have some awesome emotes I'm super proud of. If you want to come and check that out, you can use them all over Twitch and all that stuff. So that is an option to you. But yeah, just come by and check me out. Twitch.tv/angry_iceberg 7 days a week right here on Twitch.
All right, Monsters Rage.
Well, I think I already covered what I do. I suck at games, but I do play across all consoles and PC 5 days a week. We did have to switch my schedule around this week, and it's going to be this way from now on, folks. We are starting from 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The change is because all the kiddies went back to school and they're eating up my internet during the day and screwing me over. So that's the new time. Come and check my channel, Twitch TV/MonsterousRage. You can also find me at Twitter, MonsterousRageG. That's pretty much what I got, guys. You know what I do. For those that know me, you know that I'm nuts. For those that don't, come in and watch me be crazy. Kadex.
Creepy. Anyway, my name is Kadexgaming, where I am Kadex, but we are gaming Twitch stream dedicated to helping you in game and in life. I am a Borderlands 2 One Life to Live streamer, but I will be incorporating Destiny into my regular streaming schedule, probably momentarily. I'm going to be starting next week, streaming some Destiny from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will also be featured on the Stack Up stream as well. I'm going to be streaming for them in a little bit, but the times have yet to be discussed. And you can find me at twitch.tv/Kadexgaming. And yeah, that's where you can find me every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But now it is the end of the podcast. And I said,
hold on. Before we go, Kadex, because Angry, he just cuts us off all the time, right? And I'm sure all of you out there are just waiting for us to just get removed. But this week, I think you're gonna want to have us stick around, because I think, Kadex, you got something you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, I have something to talk about. Now, next week, I'm gonna do something. But for this week, I want to give out a
What is that, Kadexgaming?
Well, this might be a Destiny Rise of Iron Union of Light code.
Saying you want to give that out this week?
If you want.
No, we're giving that next week. See you guys.